On the night of our 7th wedding anniversary, I received a bedroom selfie from his. In the photo, my husband's hand, still wearing our wedding band, was stroking her waist. I didn't cry or scream. I printed the picture, turned it into the cover of our 7th anniversary gala invitation, and mailed it to every guest, including his father, the school board commissioner, and her mother, the Women's League chair. At 11 p.m., the lakeside mansion was steeped in the scent of rose essential oil. Serena lit the last scented candle, its warm amber halo glimmered across the meticulously set table. Ecuadorian roses flown in from France bloomed in the crystal vase, dew still clinging to the petals. She reached out and nudged a dinner plate a fraction of an inch. The sterling silver cutlery caught the candlelight like quiet moonbeams. Center stage on the linen runner sat a midnight blue velvet box. Inside lay tonight's anniversary gift for him, a hand-tailored tuxedo cut from Italian cloth, the monogrammed cuff links she had commissioned engraved with the initials LS. Her phone screen lit up with a message. "Logan, I'm done here, what time will you be home?" The tick mark showed read, yet no reply came. Serena only smiled. Lately he was negotiating a monster deal, so silence was normal. She walked to the sound system and cued Perfect, the song he had gripped her hands to 7 years ago, vowing in front of everyone, "This is the track I'll dance to with you for the rest of our lives." When the piano intro trickled through the speakers, the phone vibrated again, an unknown number. Assuming a courier, she tapped it open. The instant the image loaded, her lungs forgot how to breathe. 3 photos. No caption. Photo 1, Logan's profile in sleep. His habitually furrowed brow was unmistakable, but the lurid purple bruise blooming on his neck was foreign, a brand of shame under the hotel's tawny bedside light. Serena's finger froze on the glass, icy at the tip. She swiped. Photo 2, a woman's naked back, porcelain skin fitted to Logan's chest. His hand lay across her waist in ownership. Hair like seaweed fanned across the pillow, half hiding her face, only a small chin and a smug upward tilt of lips showing. Serena pinched to zoom, zoomed out, zoomed again. She glared at that hand, at the ring on that hand. Photo 3 was a close-up. The platinum wedding band on Logan's left middle finger flashed coldly under the bedside lamp. The inscription inside, *Forever Love 2019.6.12*, was pressed against the dimple at the base of the woman's spine. Serena recognized that spot. 3 months ago, on her birthday, Logan had kissed her there and laughed that it was his private dimple, off-limits to anyone else. Now her ring was touching that same place, on someone else. Another buzz, text this time. "Sis, he looks so obedient when he sleeps. He says your anniversary is too much fuss, better to keep things simple and fun with me. Oh, he also says you're like a dead fish, too lazy to touch. Poor thing, 7 years of involuntary celibacy, huh?" Serena didn't cry. With surreal calm she zoomed in on photo 3, studying the background, beige wallpaper, that quirky mushroom-shaped lamp, the bay window corner peeking through the curtain. It was her own guest room. Other had walked through her front door, slept on her sheets, in her house, wrapped in her husband's arms, while her husband, wearing their wedding ring, stroked another woman's skin. Serena stood and walked to the window. Outside, the city glittered, 10,000 windows blazing. She remembered buying this mansion 3 years ago. Logan had lifted her in a circle and sworn, "Serena, I'll make you the happiest woman alive." She raised her hand, the matching diamond on her own finger glinting like a shard of ice under the moon. Another buzz, same number. "Your anniversary dinner tomorrow is at the Regency, right? What face do you think he'll make if I drop by?" "Can't wait." Staring at the line, Serena finally opened her contacts and found the entry labeled Chloe, a name she'd noticed last week when Logan's phone rang and he'd claimed it was a new intern asking about work. She copied the unknown caller's digits into the search bar. WhatsApp popped up, a 20-something girl in a slip dress, smiling over her shoulder at the beach. Cover photo, two clasped hands, the man's wearing a ring identical to Logan's. Serena tapped Instagram. Latest post, 30 minutes earlier, falling asleep in his arms feels amazing, heart, location tag, Biltmore. Back in the chat, she typed, word by deliberate word, thanks for the heads up. Anniversary dinner tomorrow, 7 p.m., 3rd floor ballroom, Regency. Be sure to come. I'll have a very special gift ready for you. Send. She saved the originals to cloud storage, duplicated them onto 2 external drives, then returned to the dining table and blew out every candle. In the sudden dark, she lifted the box holding the tailored tux, carried it to the kitchen, opened the trash can, and laid it gently inside. Logan, she told the empty living room, our game starts now. The phone glowed in the blackness, 007. Their 7th anniversary had arrived. At 7 the next morning, sunlight filtered through the shears. Serena woke to an empty pillow. She touched the sheet, cold. Logan had never come home. Water ran in the bathroom. She sat up, met her own serene reflection, and practiced smiling, corners lifted 15 degrees, gaze gentle, no red threads. Last night she'd used under-eye masks and iced for half an hour, flawless. The door opened, Logan stepped out in a towel, hair dripping. He hesitated, then produced his usual warm grin. Up so early? Sleep in, the gala tonight will keep you busy. Slipping from the covers, Serena patted over and began towel-drying his hair, routine, practiced, intimate. Not sleepy. Just thinking about wearing the dress you gave me tonight makes me too excited. His frame stiffened a fraction, the smile held. You'd look gorgeous in anything. Inside the walk-in she lifted the hanger holding the tux, charcoal pinstripe, top-tier Italian cloth, 3 months in the making. Try it on. I had it cut just for you. Soft, wifely voice, any other morning normal. Logan accepted it, conflict flickering across his eyes. He buttoned the shirt, knotted the tie, shrugged into the jacket, the lines skimmed the physique he still kept gym flat. Perfect fit. He pivoted before the mirror, then pulled her close to kiss her forehead. Thanks, babe. You spoil me. Nestled against him, Serena smelled his shower gel, her brand, yet beneath it lingered an alien, saccharine perfume. Last night's souvenir. She eased from his embrace and, on tiptoe, adjusted his tie. Her knuckles accidentally brushed his left ring finger, empty. He caught her glance. Took it off to wash my face, almost forgot. I'll grab it in a sec. Serena smiled, eyes limpid as spring water. At breakfast she poured coffee, handing it over, she slipped, the steaming liquid splashed his cuff. Oops, sorry. She dabbed fast. Logan frowned. It's fine, let me. She caught his wrist, fingertips grazing the scab scratches inside his forearm, fresh, distinct. He yanked free. A beat of brittle silence. Yesterday you said you'd crash at the office. That couch too soft for your back again? She asked pleasantly, slicing her omelette. He gulped coffee, gaze sliding. Yeah, spine's killing me. Next time I'll just drive home. Oh, tonight I invited Davis. He's Sterling's biggest client, could you keep an eye on him? Of course. She sipped milk, lashes casting shadows, the frost in her irises hidden from his view. Their polite charade ended, Logan shrugged into his jacket and switched shoes at the door. Serena handed over his briefcase. See you tonight. He pecked her lips. See you tonight. She waved. The instant the latch clicked, her smile vanished. In the study she woke the MacBook, logged into her cloud. Months earlier she had synced Logan's dashcam under the guise of road safety. He had called her paranoid. Paranoid now paid off. Timeline: yesterday 1847 departed Sterling Garage, 1923 entered Biltmore Underground B-Lot, 2251 exited. Duration, 3 hours 28 minutes. She zoomed the entry frame, passenger seat clearly occupied by a woman. Crimson sundress, Chloe had posted the same one, he says red is my color. Serena closed the window and reopened the 3-bedroom shots. She studied Logan's sleeping profile and remembered the winter of their first year, when he'd run a 104 fever and she'd sat vigil all night. He had woken clutching her hand. Serena, I dreamed you disappeared and I was terrified. Promise you'll never leave me. Tears had streamed down her face. Silly man, how could I ever leave you? Irony tasted metallic now. Her phone buzzed, crimson confirming the invite layout. She grabbed her purse and headed out. Inside Crimson's studio, printer's word. Serena watched sheet after sheet emerge, black and white, art grade. The agency had done as instructed, only 2 elements in sharp relief, the ringed hand, and the curve of the woman's waist. The platinum band looked glacial against the monochrome. Junior designer Xiao Wang hovered. Elena, we're really using this shot? Serena smiled. Too real? The girl shut up. Lifting a finished card, Serena studied it. At first glance it passed for a tasteful couple shot. Anyone who knew Logan, though, would recognize that hand, that custom ring. 200 copies, she ordered. Gold foil envelopes, make it grand. Addresses triple-checked? An assistant handed over 3 pages of addressees. Serena skimmed the names: Logan's parents, sister, brother-in-law, nephew. Her parents, Jason, maternal uncles, paternal aunts. Sterling C-suite, key clients, partners. Mutual friends, college classmates, country club neighbors. Chloe's parents, school board commissioner Charles and Women's League vice chair Margaret, office addresses specified down to cubicle numbers. Chloe's relatives, co-workers, Instagram followers. Even Chloe's college advisor, ex-boyfriend, current BFF. No one omitted. Serena tapped the list. Especially these 2, delivered to Charles and Margaret before 3 this afternoon, signed for by the recipients themselves. It was 10:30 a.m., 8.5 hours to curtain up. She settled rush fees and exited into the sunlit street. Her phone rang, caller ID, Sterling. She inhaled, swapped to a tremulous voice. Mom. Serena. Sterling quavered. I just received an invitation, what on earth? That hand, is it Logan's? Tell me it's photoshopped. Serena bit her lip, letting tears leak into her timbre. I wish it weren't. I zoomed again and again, praying I was wrong. But that ring, she faltered for effect, you came with us to pick it out. You said platinum is purity, diamonds eternity, you wanted us clasped together like that band. Silence quivered on the other end. Serena could hear Sterling's labored breathing through the phone. The date engraved inside the platinum wedding band is June 12, 2019, our wedding anniversary, Serena continued, tears finally falling, not for Logan, but for the radiant girl she had once been. And that tiny nick on the side? I chipped it on the dresser while unpacking last year. You said then that every knock and scrape is what real married life is made of. Stop. Sterling cut her off, voice hoarse. Serena, are you absolutely sure? Could this be, the background in the photo is our guest room, Serena said softly. You stayed in that room last month, remember? You recognized the mushroom-shaped bedside lamp, didn't you? The brittle crack of porcelain came through the earpiece. Sterling had knocked over her teacup. That miserable wretch. Sterling quavered, half sobbing. Serena, I failed you. I raised no better than a beast. Mom, it isn't your fault. Serena wiped her cheeks, her tone leveled out again. Will you still come tonight? I will. Sterling answered with iron certainty. I'll be there. I'll stand by you, Serena. That scoundrel, just wait till I break his legs. Thank you, Mom. Serena's voice was quiet. See you this evening. The instant the call ended, every trace of vulnerability vanished from her face. She opened her phone and checked the tracking page. Almost every gold-foil envelope had been signed for. Inside Sterling's group chat, the rumors had already started. This invitation, interesting. That's Logan's hand, isn't it? I know that Patek. What's going on? Are we still going tonight? Of course. A scandal this ripe? You don't walk away from free drama. Serena scrolled with no expression, then tapped Logan's WhatsApp window. The last message was still her question from last night, when are you coming home? She typed, honey, all the invitations are out, everyone sounds excited for tonight. Logan didn't reply. Serena wasn't in a hurry. She switched to another app, the private investigator's report. Chloe, 23. Graduated from state teachers, now teaching at Future Star Academy. Father, Charles, Riverdale School Board Commissioner, last year's model administrator. Mother, Margaret, Deputy Chair of Women's League, gives neighborhood talks on building virtuous households. More photos, Chloe on the arm of 3 different married men over 12 months, hotel lobbies, malls, Michelin dining. One shot, 2 months old, showed her kissing a balding executive in a parked car, while she was already sleeping with Logan. Serena printed everything and slid the sheaf into a folder. Her phone vibrated again, an unknown number, but she knew exactly who it was, Chloe. She let it ring 8 times before lifting the phone leisurely to her ear. Serena, have you lost your mind? Chloe's screech threatened to puncture her eardrum. Using that photo on an invitation? Mailing it to Dad's office? He just tore into me. Call every guest, tell them it's photoshopped, a misprint, whatever, now. Serena held the handset away until the ranting paused, then answered in a near whisper, Summers, 7 p.m., 3rd floor Regency Ballroom, don't be late. You, Chloe sputtered, think this scares me? Logan loves me. He promised he'll divorce you and marry me. Watch, tonight he'll announce it in front of everyone. Lovely, Serena laughed. I'll be waiting. Oh, she added, your father's direct line is 668 minus 7x times x, and Margaret's cell is 138 XXXXXXX. Need me to repeat them? Chloe's voice snapped into panic. What are you planning? Nothing special, Serena said sweetly. Just reminding you, if you're brave enough to send bed selfies, be brave enough to pay the bill. See you tonight. She hung up, blocked the number, started the car, and drove to Hartwell Associates. At 3 p.m. sharp she signed the divorce retainer. By 4 o'clock the courier app confirmed, every last invitation delivered. At 4:10 Logan finally replied, Serena, what's with the invitation? Davis just called asking if we'd mismailed. She answered, no mismail, honey. You'll understand tonight. He rang, she declined. At 4:30 she reached the hotel and inspected the ballroom, stage rigging, lighting, audio, LED wall, perfect. At 5 p.m. she slipped into her gown, burgundy silk satin, the color of Merlot against snow-white skin. A swipe of crimson lipstick, a pair of pearl drops at her ears. The mirror reflected a woman sharpened to a blade. Guests drifted in from 6 onward. Serena greeted them at the door, smile intact. Their glances carried pity, curiosity, open glee, she accepted them all. At 6:40 Logan hurried in, bespoke tuxedo crooked, forehead beaded with sweat. Serena, what the hell, darling, you're here. She floated forward, straightened his tie like a devoted wife, inside, everyone's waiting. He seized her wrist, voice low, those photos, do you know? Hush. She pressed a finger to his lips. It's our special night, we'll chat later. Hooking her arm through his, she turned to the packed hall. Spotlights found them, 100 faces lifted. Serena lifted the microphone, smile radiant. Friends and family, thank you for joining Logan and me at this extraordinary moment. She lingered, gaze skating across rows, pausing on the last. Chloe was there, virginal white dress, eyes blazing challenge. Serena's smile widened. In our marriage. And now, let the celebration begin. At exactly 7 o'clock, the third-floor ballroom of the Regency blazed with light. When Serena stepped in on Logan's arm, the chatter died in a single breath. Every head swung toward them, more precisely, toward Logan's left hand. It hung stiffly at his side, the ring finger bare. He had slipped off the platinum wedding band before leaving home, but the omission screamed guilt tonight. Everyone had seen that same hand on the invitation cover photo, the ring glinting even in black and white. Serena felt the rigid curve of Logan's forearm, heard the ragged inhale he tried to hide. Her own smile stayed flawless, she even tightened her clasp, advertising their devotion. Thank you, friends and family, for joining Logan and me on our 7th anniversary, she said into the microphone, voice gliding through every speaker. 7 years, long enough to grow up, short enough to see certain people for who they really are. Silence swallowed the room. Logan's parents sat at the main table, faces the color of wet ash. Sterling's eyes were swollen, her husband stared at the tablecloth as if it might save him. Serena's mother clutched her father's hand, her father glared at Logan like a man choosing graves. In the back row Chloe slumped, hair masking her face. Beside her sat a man in a dark blazer and a woman in stiff curls, Charles and Margaret, her parents. Serena let her gaze drift back to the crowd. I planned surprises tonight, but some turned into shocks. A rueful smile. No matter, life loves its curveballs. She released Logan's arm and stepped to center stage. The LED wall flared to life, PowerPoint ready. This is our 7-year highlight reel, she said softly. From meet cute to marriage to this very night. The first 30 slides were stock in trade happiness. 1. College quad, cherry blossoms, Logan cradling a guitar, Serena leaning on his shoulder, both of them incandescent. 2. Graduation, gowns flying, a mid-crowd kiss. 3. The proposal, Logan on one knee, platinum band offered like a trophy. 4. The wedding, Serena in white, mascara halfway down her cheeks. 5 to 30. Honeymoon, new house, Sunday pancakes, golden retriever. The of perfection. Logan's shoulders dropped, relief seeped in. She's letting me off the hook, he thought, stepping forward to reclaim her hand. Serena sidestepped without looking at him. Slide 30 dissolved to black, then flashed again. Slide 31, black and white bedroom selfie, Logan's profile, love bites on his throat, a woman's naked back, and on his finger the impossible wedding band. A collective gasp froze the air. Logan's foot hovered mid-stride, blood draining so fast his ears rang. Chloe jerked upright, chalk white. A guest shrieked. Serena faced the audience, expression blank, cataloging every gasp, grimace, and barely hidden thrill. Autoplay rolled. Slide 32, dash cam still, timestamped 1923 last night, Biltmore underground garage, red dress passenger unmistakably Chloe. Slide 33, Chanel receipt, last 4 digits Logan's credit card, recipient Chloe. Slide 34, 3 months of hotel ledgers, always the deluxe king, always Logan's Alipay. Slide 35, Chloe's Instagram, scarlet dress, caption, he says red is my color, the same platinum band visible on the man's hand. Slide 36, WhatsApp, Chloe, your wife checked up on you again? So annoying. Logan, ignore her, early menopause. Slide 37, 38, 39, each frame a slap. Shut it down. Logan roared, lunging for the tech table. Jason lunged faster, fitness trainer biceps caging him. Chill, bro, opening acts are overrated, headliners are better. Serena, you've lost your mind. Logan screamed, eyes crimson. She ignored him. Slide 40, extreme close-up of the ring. Screen fade to black. Serena lifted the mic. Thank you, Chloe, for the unforgettable anniversary gift, and for reminding me marriage should be simple and fun. Her gaze swept the floor and landed on the back row. Chloe quivered, Margaret's nails buried in her arm, Charles sputtering soundlessly. Therefore, Serena continued, voice calm as winter glass, I'm stepping aside. I wish Logan and Chloe a long, joyful, and uncomplicated life together. No. Chloe sprang up. He seduced me. He swore he'd divorce you. He said he hadn't loved you in years. Gasps rippled like stadium waves. Phones flew higher. Sterling buried her face in her hands, sobbing. Her husband snatched a wineglass and would have brained Logan if guests hadn't pinned his arms. Serena's parents rose, her mother weeping openly, her father steadying her while staring bullets at Logan. Oh, almost forgot. Serena fished a folded sheet from her clutch. Divorce papers, signed. Just add your name, Logan, and we're strangers again. She centered them on the cake table, Mont Blanc pen aligned. I'm not signing anything. Logan thrashed against Jason's grip. Serena, I messed up, but give me one chance, one. It's you I love, always you. Really? She tilted her head. Who gave you those hickeys last night? Did you spend your business trip at the Biltmore with Chloe for 3 days? Did you voluntarily Venmo her $23,860? Each question cracked like a whip, every crack drew blood he couldn't hide. Thought so. She nodded and raised the mic. Ladies and gentlemen, bear witness. From this moment, the ballroom doors burst open. Charles stormed in, school board commissioner composure shredded, eyes wild. Margaret followed, mascara a war stripe. Chloe! Charles bellowed, reaching the last row in record time. The slap echoed like a starter pistol, Chloe's lips split crimson. Dad! She whispered. Don't. He shook his hand as if burned. I won't claim a daughter who chases married men and taunts their wives. You've disgraced the Summers name. Margaret seized Chloe's hair, yanking in frenzy. Didn't I teach you better? Look what you've done to our family. Chairs toppled, phones filmed, gossip replicated at light speed. On stage, Logan collapsed to his knees. Serena crouched beside him, voice pitched for 2. Remember our wedding vows, Logan? I will never hurt you. She straightened, looking down. Promises die tonight. She turned to the audience and bowed. Show's over, sorry for the mess. Dinner is served, please enjoy. Microphone down, skirts lifted, she walked. Heels clicked across marble, steady, unhurried, never glancing back. The claret hem sliced air like a victorious banner, or fresh blood. Behind her the door swung shut, muting screams, sobs, and Logan's broken roar, Serena! Come back, please! She didn't hear. Inside the elevator she slid down the wall, hugged her knees, and stared at stainless steel. No tears. Only exhaustion. 7-year investment, 1 public execution. Worth it? The car descended to level -3. She rose, smoothed silk, reapplied lipstick. The mirror showed the same perfect face, but the spark behind her eyes had died. Fine. Old flames must go out for new ones to ignite. She strode across the garage. Her phone buzzed, Jason, Mom's home safe. Logan tried to follow, I sat on him. Next move? She typed, stick to the plan. Under the city's neon river she drove away without a second glance. 2 days later Margaret called. This is Chloe's mother, she began, crisp yet exhausted. We should talk. 3 o'clock, Island Cafe, if convenient. Serena checked her calendar, signing papers at the law office. 30 minutes, she said. Fine. At 3 sharp, Serena walked into the cafe. Margaret waited in a navy suit, makeup thick over sleepless nights. Serena ordered an Americano and Saturday. Dance, Margaret started, palms flat, a negotiator's pose. Chloe was wrong. She's young, foolish, we failed as parents. I apologize. Serena sipped, silent. But, Margaret continued, scandals scorch everyone. Your marriage can't be salvaged, and Sterling's company is hemorrhaging. If we settle privately, Chloe apologizes, you receive compensation, documents are destroyed, you can rebuild. Continuing this war helps no one. Margaret leaned closer. Think of the bigger picture. My husband and I face disciplinary reviews, your husband's reputation is ash. Isn't it time to sheath the knife? Serena stirred her coffee. You head the city's women's commission, Summers. In every affair, do you counsel the wife to swallow the insult for hush money? Color mottled Margaret's throat. I'm offering closure. Closure? Serena set the cup down with a porcelain clink. Your 23-year-old daughter sent me a bedroom selfie with my husband. You arrive, not to hold her accountable, but to bargain with me. She met Margaret's gaze. Explain how that protects women. This isn't about feminism, Margaret hissed. It's damage control. You've had your revenge, now be pragmatic. Revenge was collateral, Serena said evenly. I simply aired the truth. If those truths embarrass you, find better truths. Margaret exhaled through her teeth. Serena, I'm begging as one woman to another, stop. Chloe is suicidal, Charles may lose his post. Let the courts handle divorce, spare us public execution. Begging? Serena smiled without warmth. The commission's chair once advised domestic violence victims to think of their husbands' reputations. Funny how the script flips. Margaret's composure cracked, tears shimmered, angry rather than contrite. You want blood? Fine. But remember, what goes around comes around. I'm counting on it, Serena replied, rising. Tell Chloe when she grows up, apologies delivered through mommy no longer count. She dropped a 20 on the table and left. Outside, summer air tasted like ozone and new beginnings. Serena took her phone from her bag, tapped the voice memo icon, and Margaret's own words filled the air. Sterling's future. This scandal will wreck his career. What good does ruining him do you? Margaret shot to her feet. You recorded me? Without a recording, how could I prove Director Summers is lobbying for the other and her daughter? Serena smiled, tucked the phone away. Oh, you just said I was dragging you and Commissioner Summers down professionally? She opened another folder and slid it across the table. March last year, Commissioner Summers bent the sunny admissions rules for Williams of Washing Construction and parked the man's son in a magnet high school. In return, Williams gave your daughter Chloe a job and a brand new car. August, while you chaired the model family contest, the winner, Davis, turned out to be your distant cousin. After the ceremony, Davis bought Chloe a $300,000 watch. January this year, Chloe dated 3 married men at once. You knew, did nothing, and used your position to squash the complaint filed by one of the wives. Margaret's face drained to paper white, her hands began to shake. If these documents reach ethics, will your husband keep his deputy slot? Will you still occupy your vice director chair? Serena leaned back, arms folded. I hear Commissioner Summers is under cadre review. A scandal right now. You. Margaret's voice quavered, what do you want? Nothing, really. Serena's tone stayed calm. I'm only reminding Director Summers, if you bring up a daughter who behaves like trash, you carry the garbage bags. While your girl played other, you parents looked away. Now that the roof's on fire, you want official muscle to smother it? She rose, looking down at Margaret. You have 72 hours. Within 3 days, I want Chloe's public apology on every social platform, admitting she broke up a marriage. I want Commissioner Summers' resignation letter on the appropriate desk. As for you, Director Summers, report yourself to the Oversight Committee. If I don't see those items, Serena paused, spacing each word, these files land simultaneously in the inboxes of ethics, the inspectorate, and every major media outlet in town. She picked up her purse and turned to leave. Wait. Margaret called, a sob in her throat. Vance, you can't. You'll drive our whole family to death. Serena glanced back, eyes ice cold. When your daughter climbed into my husband's bed, when you tried to bury me with political clout, did you ever think you were driving me to death? Do as you would be done by, Director Summers. You should know that proverb. She pushed open the coffee shop door and stepped outside. The sunlight felt harsh. Serena slipped on her sunglasses and slid behind the wheel. Her phone buzzed. Her lawyer, Sterling, consents to the divorce, but wants to renegotiate asset division. Serena typed back, original terms, not a cent less, see you in court otherwise. She started the car and headed for Hartwell Partners. At a red light, she flicked through Instagram. 12 minutes earlier, Chloe had posted, "Gossip is scary, but the innocent stay innocent. Time will tell." A stock shot of blue sky, overlaid with motivational fluff. Serena chuckled, screenshot it, and sent it to Margaret. Director Summers, your daughter clearly hasn't learned. 72 hours, starting now. Margaret didn't answer. 5 minutes later, the post vanished. An hour later, Serena faced Logan in the lawyer's conference room. 3 days had aged him a decade. Unshaven, hollow-eyed, his tailored tuxedo wrinkled, he looked nothing like the swaggering CEO she once knew. Serena, he lunged for her hand the moment she entered. I was wrong, I swear. One more chance, just one. I'll cut her off, I'll never. She sidestepped and sat across from counsel. Have a seat, Sterling. Her voice carried the mild courtesy reserved for strangers. Let's discuss the divorce papers. Logan froze, the color gone from his face. The lawyer cleared his throat and slid the document over. Sterling, under state law your misconduct entitles Sterling to an unequal split. Specifics, the marital residence transfers entirely to her, company equity, 60% to Sterling, 40% to you, plus a $500,000 award for emotional distress. Out of the question. Logan slammed the table. I built that firm. I paid most of the mortgage. Serena, don't push me. She lifted an eyebrow. I'm pushing you? She gave a soft laugh. Should I remind you how much you spent on Chloe? From last June until last week, transfers, handbags, wardrobe, hotel suites, $876,400. Joint marital funds, I'm entitled to half. Logan's expression cracked. There's more, she continued. You used the company to fast-track 3 sweetheart deals for Chloe's father's cronies. If I hand those files to your competitors, how long before your stock becomes wallpaper? You investigated me? His eyes bulged. You set this up months ago? Starting the night you claimed overtime yet walked in drenched with her perfume, yes. Her voice stayed level. From the hickey you couldn't explain, to the 2 a.m. homecomings, to the chat logs you kept deleting yet never eradicated. She walked to the window, her back to him. I gave you a pass. 3 years ago. I lectured myself, men stray, but if he repents. So I played the perfect wife, pretended I knew nothing. And you, she turned, stare glacial, you doubled down. You brought his to our bed, wore the Patek I chose while you felt her up. Remember? A faint tremor threaded her words. We picked that mattress together. You wanted the softest, because we'd sleep on it for life. Now the mattress stays, the house stays, but the people are filthy. Logan opened his mouth, no sound came. Sign. She nudged the pen toward him. It's your only off-ramp. Refuse, and court will strip you bare and blacklist you from the industry. His phone rang. Biggest client, Davis. Clutching it like a life rope, he answered, Davis. Let me explain. That story was twisted. Ice-cold voice on speaker. No need, Sterling. We partner with people whose ethics match ours. Sort your private life or we walk. Dial tone. A second call, a third, a fourth, each severing another lifeline. He opened the company Slack. Anonymous posts of his steamy chats. Serena's burner account, authentic and lethal. Dude, Sterling's a playground. No wonder revenue tanked. Dudes juggling chicks instead of clients. Karma, legal guts the cheat. Sterling's phone slipped, shattered on the marble. He looked up, eyes bloodshot. You want me ruined, penniless? You did the wrecking. She met his gaze without flinching. Sign or we litigate, choose. Seconds stretched. At last his trembling hand seized the pen and carved his name across the last page, the nib shredding the paper like the veil over 7 years of lies. Serena closed the folder and left. At the door she paused. Charles, Chloe's father, was taken by ethics this afternoon. Allegations, gross misconduct. Some of the cash you lavished on Chloe traces to his bribery ledger. She smiled thinly. Your taste in women, Logan, is impeccably awful. The door clicked shut behind her, muffling his howl and the ghost of the life she once called home. The corridor was quiet, sunlight pouring through plate glass, warm and bright. Serena texted Jason, done. Jason pinged back instantly, sis, I'm curbside. Mom made sweet and sour ribs, dinner's waiting. For the first time in months her tears fell, tears of release, not sorrow. Sterling, your overdue balance on AMP credit. Sterling, your credit card statement. Sterling, your car loan is 30 days past due. Stop calling, just stop. Logan hurled his phone across the office. Serena watched him with clinical calm. Want me to total what you spent on Chloe? Hermes bag, $34,000, Chanel haute couture suit, 12, Tiffany necklace, 9. Add the hotels, dinners, weekends in Tulum, generous, Logan. For my birthday you sent $300 roses and told me to pinch pennies because the company needed cash. She rose, purse in hand. Sign, then leave. As of now, this office is mine. Logan lifted bloodshot eyes. Serena, you're really going this far? Far? She laughed. You moved your other into my bed, wore my platinum wedding band while you touched her, let her spam me with bedroom selfies. Compared with that, my little countermove is a love tap. Her hand was on the doorknob when she glanced back. Oh, forgot, Charles was picked up this afternoon. Bribery, embezzlement, eye-watering sums. Some of the cash you lavished on Chloe was dirty. Think they'll come for you too? Logan's face bleached to printer paper. Serena stepped out. In the corridor the staff pretended to type, ears swiveling like radar dishes. When she passed, someone whispered, Vance. She paused, smiling. As of today I'm in charge. Stay and you get a 20% raise. Quit and HR will process you now. A hush, then scattered cheers. Inside the elevator she pressed one. Halfway down, Jason called. Sis, done, Charles taken in for bribery, embezzlement and abuse of office, Margaret suspended. Chloe tried to rush over, I blocked her. Crying like a busted tap. She earned it. And Logan? Signed. He's drowning in debt, Sterling's teetering. I'll clean up the mess. You sure you want that wreck? It's 7 years of my life, won't let it sink. Besides, I have Mom and myself to support. Come home when you're free. Mom made sweet and sour ribs. On my way. The doors opened to afternoon glare. Sunglasses on, she headed to the garage. A text from an unknown number. Serena, it's Chloe. Can we talk? I know Logan's other secrets, things you can use. Please, give me a lifeline. She deleted and blocked. Some secrets she didn't need, some people she'd never see again. The skyline shrank in her rear view until it vanished around the bend, just like 7 years with Logan, now turned for good. 6 months later, downtown Michelin 3-star, bookings a month out. Serena sat windowside, plate painted with quenelles of foie gras mousse. Across from her Cameron, 32, investment banker, introduced by one of Mom's church friends, lifted his glass. Dance is even sharper than her photo. Aunt Lee says you launched your own firm? Small startup. Ex-husband and I founded it, I pivoted after the divorce. Stable enough. She skimmed the cliff notes everyone whispered, the invitation cover scandal, the CEO blindsided at his 7th anniversary gala, the school board commissioner jailed, the other locked in a psych ward. No one dared recite them to her face. You've done the impossible, Cameron said. 2 funding rounds in 6 months, the Iron Lady of Riverdale. She smiled thinly, carving beef with surgeon precision. The wound had closed, a scar remained, no longer tender. She had revenue, family, and, on evenings like this, pleasant company. At the next table a woman's voice cracked. Your profile said divorced, not bankrupt, unemployed, and worthless. Serena's knife hesitated, she knew that rasp. She glanced over. A girl in Zara stilettos stood to leave, the man facing away wore a shiny off-the-rack suit, hair thin with stress. He clutched her wrist. Chen, let me explain, Logan. 6 months had aged him a decade. Shoulders curved, cuffs frayed, smile groveling. Explain what? The girl hissed. Auntie Wong promised house, Tesla, 7-figure salary. Reality? Foreclosed, repoed, fired, and swimming in judgments. Fraud. Diners pivoted, phones raised. Chen snatched her water glass and christened him, ice cubes slid down his collar. He swabbed his face with napkins and looked up, straight into Serena's gaze. Time froze, shock, shame, then a flicker of something uglier. Cameron arched a brow. Acquaintance? Ex, Serena answered, audible to eavesdroppers. Silence rippled outward. Logan shuffled over, dripping. Serena, happy now? I've got nothing left, congratulations. She blotted her lips. Sterling, do we know each other? Oh wait, final decree was 6 months ago. Your debts, your resume gap, your life choices, none concern me, so forgive me if I'm neither happy nor sad. We were married. His voice cracked. Married? She chuckled. You mean while you installed your other in my sheets, wore my ring to finger her, forwarded me proof? That's the marriage you're nostalgic for? Gasps, hushed tisk tsks. She stood, Louboutins adding 4 inches. Every step you took, adultery, community property on his, laundering tainted cash, was a choice. Tonight's just interest compounded daily. She fished a card from her YSL clutch. My attorney. $50,000 emotional distress judgment, 3 months overdue. Another day and we garnish. He didn't take it, his stare curdled. You'd drive me into the dirt? Compared with what you did to me? This is asphalt. She turned to Cameron. Whitfield, shall we? The ambience here has soured. Cameron pulled out her chair. Logan lurched, reaching. Serena, Cameron blocked, polite steel. Sterling, behave. Logan laughed, ragged. Already got your next wallet lined up? How long were you two screwing while we were still, Logan? Serena's whisper cut sharper than knives. She stepped close, studying him like a specimen pinned to cork. You still have freedom, she said, voice bright with mercy and frost. You and your other can finally be simple and happy, wasn't that the dream? She slipped her arm through Cameron's and headed for the exit, pausing only to deliver the coup de grace loud enough for the room. Oh, Charles got 7 years, Margaret lost her seat and her pension. And Chloe? Rumor is she screams your name nightly in Pinecrest. A match made in heaven, do give her my regards. Behind them glasses shattered, Logan's howl chased them onto the sidewalk, but Serena never looked back. Inside Cameron's Tesla she exhaled. Sorry for the dinner theater. He signaled into traffic. Next reservations on me, someplace private. The radio host cooed, financial autonomy is a woman's best revenge. When you're the storm, no one can rain on your parade. Serena's phone vibrated, 208 room, Pinecrest, Chloe again, pleading to trade Logan's deeper sins for help. Delete, block, pocket. Spam, she said, smiling at the river of city lights ahead, the tunnel finally behind her.